Well, years and years ago, I was sitting on my couch with my two daughters. I have two girls and a boy until they tell me different. And we were looking at a book with pictures of civil rights marches in it. And they were asking questions. And my youngest daughter pointed to a white woman in the sea of marchers. And her face lit up and she said, "Mommy, would we have been marching with them?" And I fixed my face to say, "Yes, of course we would have," right? And then my older daughter, who was always saying very annoying, introspective, true things, said, "Oh no, Emma, we wouldn't have been marching with them then. I mean, we're not marching with them now." And it was a moment of, well, I would call it sobriety. It was a sobering
Mm,
moment. It was a moment where I just realized, oh, wait, I am not the person that I thought I was. For some reason, I thought that I was a person who would have been marching with Martin Luther King Jr. Like, what makes me think that about my life right now? Like, what is so radical about my life right now that makes me think I would have been that radical then? Right. So, because of course, all of us white people support Martin Luther King Jr. now,
mhm.
right? Because it's so much easier to love a dead civil rights activist than it is to love a live civil rights activist because the dead one is no threat to our privilege and comfort right now, right? But only 32%, is that right, of white people supported Martin Luther King Jr. then? Right? So the question right now, it's not like if we want to know if we would have supported Martin Luther King Jr. then, we don't ask ourselves, do we support him now? We say, do I support Colin Kaepernick now?
Mm.
Right? Or if you want to say, how would I have felt about the freedom writers then? You don't say, how do I feel about them now? You say, how do I feel about Black Lives Matter now? Right? So that sent me, just that moment with my girls just sent me on this reading frenzy. And I found the letters from the Birmingham jail. And I read when Martin Luther King Jr. wrote that the greatest threat to freedom is not the Ku Klux Klanman. It's the white moderate
Right.
who is more committed to order than to justice. Right.
Mm.
And that is when I first had language for what I was, right? Which is a white moderate, right? Which is a woman who thought that I was what did I think? I don't know, that I was a civil rights activist because I was a nice white lady. That's mostly what I thought about myself, right? So, through that time, I think for me, perspective change usually just starts with tons and tons of reading. Abby says my life is just reading interrupted by reality every once in a while. And the difference is now in how I would write it. I think I probably would have focused a lot more on whiteness and what whiteness has done. Through, I just think I figured out in the last few months that there's just like some kind of deal with the devil that white women make early on. And it's not conscious. It's just somewhere along the line, we learn that, okay, we will accept our proximity to power and all the comfort and safety and belonging that will get us. But in exchange, we will, first of all, we'll never ask for any real power, right? We will stay quiet and grateful and accommodating. We will accept, we'll accept things like the protection and safety that the police offers us, but we will never look over there and ask what the police are doing to them, right? We will go into our kids' elementary schools and we will demand 9 iPads for every one of our kids, but we will not turn our heads and ask why the school down the road doesn't have clean water, right? We will over and over again accept our relative comfort and safety, and the cost of that will be our full humanity, and we will just become less and less human. And I think that's what my Black activist friends are trying to get at. It's the idea of, don't come here to save us.
Mm.
You people need to save yourself.
Mhm.
You have lost your humanity, right? White supremacy has cost you
Yeah.
your souls.